Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first Training Tuesday for 2022. In today's session, we'll be taking it back to basics with pdfDocs. My name is Jason, and I'm your account manager here at Litera. Also joining us today is our sales engineer, Garlo. Garlo will be taking you through the basics of pdfDocs. So if you're new to the organization or wanting a refresh of your skills, this will be a great session for you to join. You can submit your questions throughout the session using the buttons on your GoToWebinar panel. And if there's time, we'll look at these questions at the end of the webinar. If not, Garlo will get back to you. As always, this webinar has been recorded and a copy will be sent to you after this session. So please feel free to share it with internally with your other users. Together this morning, we'll be going through the basics of pdfDocs. We will show you PDF editing, including redaction, annotations, OCR, and security, using the PDF printer to create PDFs, and finally, organizing multiple documents and saving them as a collated document. Before we get stuck into the session, I'd like to mention about our special offer. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, but we're going to continue spreading love for the rest of February. So we're offering all existing clients 5% off our web store purchases. Discounts will apply to the web store purchases only. I do want to emphasize that. Any purchases for 10 or more, please contact us directly at info@litera.com. It can't be used in conjunction with any other offer. It's valid till the 28th of February, so the end of the month. The code you need to use is capital T, capital F, EB 2022. I'll give you a moment to write that down if you want to. Again, TTFEB 2022. Now, that's enough for me. I'm going to hand it over to Garlo so we can get started.
Thank you, Jason. Okay, so today we'll be going back to basics with pdfDocs, mainly focusing in single document mode and the organizer mode in pdfDocs. pdfDocs has a third mode, which probably you already know. This mode is called binder mode, but we won't be covering this mode in today's webinar. So what is single document mode? Single document mode is a mode that will enable you to work with one document. Maybe if you just want to add a cover page into the document, you want to add a few comments, you want to review this document, apply a few annotations, or even redaction text. This is when you use single document mode. Then the organizer mode is the mode that will allow you to collate multiple documents together. That could be from different sources, such as your computer, or if you use a document management system, you can pull documents from your DMS as well. With this mode, you will have the ability to shuffle documents or pages around so that you can organize them in a nice order before collate them all into a single PDF document. Before I get started, I would like to mention that if you don't have enough time to take notes, or if you miss something during this session, don't stress. You will be receiving the recording of this webinar via email after the session. Great, so let's start with single document mode. There are many different ways that you can upload documents into pdfDocs. You can grab your document, right click and select the open in pdfDocs option, or you can simply drag and drop the document into the pdfDocs icon on your desktop. As you can see, this uploads the document into our software. And let me just start by giving you a quick introduction on the user interface of our software. On the left-hand side, we have a pages pane that we can use to navigate through all the pages of our document. We can change views using this option here. If we are working with a large document, this will make it easier for us to be able to see what we have on each page of our document. We also have a navigation pane that we can use to look for words in the document, as well as for patterns. We can look for credit card numbers, we can look for phone numbers, email addresses. If you're working in Australia, You can change this, or if you're working in New Zealand, you can also change this to match the most commonly used patterns in your region. So in this case, I will look for Australia, which it should be here. And I will disable the US, click OK. And if I look at my list, I will have tax file numbers now, BSB and account numbers as well. On the right-hand side, I will have a comments pane that I can use to navigate through all the comments that I will add into this document. This pane comes in handy when you're working with a document that has a lot of comments on it, because it will display them neatly in a list for you, so you don't have to navigate through the document to find comments within large documents. At the top, we have our standard ribbon with our home, review, edit, protect, and view tabs. I will be taking you through these tabs in today's webinar. We will start by going through that review tab, and I'm going to use these the options that I have in this ribbon to edit and review this document, and I will also sign this document so I can say that I have reviewed this document. So what I will start doing now is I will start applying some annotations into my document. I will highlight some text. If I want to change the highlight color, I can do that using this format ribbon that I will have at the top. The default color for highlight is yellow, but if I want to make, for example, the default color of highlight to be red, I simply select red and tick the make properties default option. So next time that I come back to my review tab and select the highlight tool, I'll be able to highlight text in red, just like that. I also have the ability to underline text or strike through text in my document, if that's something that you need to do. Like we did with highlight, we can change the color of underline and strike through using the format ribbon at the top. For comments, you have many different flavors of comments available for you to use in pdfDocs. You have your regular comments. These are like sticky notes that you can shuffle around your document and put them wherever you need to. You also have text box comments. We also have these two comments here, the add node to replace text and add node to text comments. These are comments that you can use, for example, if you want to add a comment directly into the text in your document. So for example, let's say that I want Jason to review this subtitle here. I can simply select, for example, the add node to text, highlight this section, and this will apply highlight into that title, and I can put a note here next to it saying, Jason, please review this title. Great. Before I continue, I want to show you here that now if I go and have a look at my comments pane, I will be able to see that I have all the comments I have added into the document in this pane. So I can navigate through each of these comments very easily. Great. So now, once I'm finished with my document, the only thing that is left for me to do is to sign this document. If you want to add your signature into a document using pdfDocs, you will need to create a custom stamp. Let me show you what I mean. So if I go to my review ribbon again, and I go into my stamps tool, here I will have my regular stamps like your approved, not approved, draft, final stamps. You will also have your sign here stamps, dynamic stamps, but you will also have this custom stamps option. If you want to create a new one, you simply select create new stamp, and here you will have the ability to upload an image of your signature. So in this case, I will go ahead and give it a name. I'll call this Gallo's signature. I'll select image, look for an image of my signature, which I should have here. And as you can see, I can easily upload an image of my signature there. I can resize it if I want to, select OK, and I can simply come back into my document and add my signature here. If I want to sign every single page in this document, I don't have to do it manually, one page at a time. I can simply come into my document, right click here and select the apply to pages option, apply to all pages, and this will apply my signature into all of the pages in my document, as you can see here. Okay, right, so now that I'm finished with this document, I'm going to save it into my computer so someone else can have a look at it later. To do that, I will go into my home ribbon, and here I will have my save as option. I will select a location where I want to save this document. I will save it on my desktop, and I will call it final document. Now I will close pdfDocs, go back to my desktop, and here I have my document. Let's open up this document, and as you can see here, I have all of my annotations, highlight, strike through, my comments, and I also have my signature there. The reason why I have opened this document using Adobe Reader is because I want to show you that you don't have to use pdfDocs only to be able to open documents that you have created using our software. This document is now a PDF, so it can be opened with any PDF viewer that is on the market. Great, let me close this now and let's go ahead and open this Word document again. So let's say that you are working with this document, but you need to add a cover page into this document. There are many ways to do that. You can insert a new page, you can insert a document using the same option, but the easiest way to do it is to simply grab your cover page and drag and drop it inside pdfDocs. And as you can see, I already have my cover page inside pdfDocs. I, of course, don't want to have it as the last page of my document. I want to have it as the first page of my document. And to do that, I simply drag and drop this page and put it as the first page of my document. Okay, so let's now talk about redaction. There are many different ways to apply redaction using our software. Let me show you the different options and tools that we have for redaction. All of our redaction tools will be under the Protect ribbon in the Redact section. We have the Mark Area option. This will basically allow you to mark sections in your document that you want to redact. So for example, if I want to redact this first section, I can simply select it like that. And do the same thing for the second section. And you might be wondering, why am I seeing these red rectangles around the section that I have selected to redact? This is because in pdfDocs, redaction is a two-step process. You will need to, I could save this document as it is now with these red rectangles. And then let's say I will send it to Jason, and Jason comes back to me and says, look, I'm happy for you to redact the first section, but I want you to keep that second section. So in that case, I can come back into my document, right click on that second section and delete it. Once I'm sure that the first section is the section that I want to redact, I simply go ahead and select apply. We will prompt you again to double check if this is in fact the section that you want to redact, because once you have applied redaction in pdfDocs, it cannot be undone. We are basically removing that text layer from the document. So if I select yes, we'll apply redaction into that section of my document, as you can see there. If I preview this document, if I go to the home ribbon, I select to preview this document just to see how it will look once it's converted into a PDF, and scroll down into the section. That section is now redacted. If I grab my notepad and I copy this text to my notepad, I'll be able to see that that section below list types, it's not there anymore. We have successfully removed that text layer from the document. We have not draw a shape in the document and fill it with black. We have removed that text layer for you using one of our redaction tools. Now that we have that clear, let me go ahead and let me show you the different ways that you can apply redaction using pdfDocs. You have the ability to select whole pages. So if you are redacting a large document and you want to select a few pages to redact, you can do that using this Mark Pages option. that will basically allow you to redact whole pages in your document, but you can also use this search option. What this will allow you to do is to look for words in the document that you want to redact. So for example, let's say that I don't want to have any words. I want to redact all the word lists from my document. If I type it on my search box, all of those words will come up on my list, and then I can navigate through this list and select the ones that I want to redact. In this case, for example, let's say I want to redact the first 3 words. I simply select them, mark tick results. This will apply the first step of redaction, which is drawing those red rectangles around those words. And once I'm ready to redact those words, I simply select apply, yes, and we'll be able to redact those words in my document. I can do the same thing for patterns. So let's say, for example, I don't want to have any email addresses in this document because this document is going outside of my organization to one of my clients, and I don't want my client to see any email addresses in this document. So I select email addresses, and pdfDocs is smart enough to pick up any email addresses that you might have in your document and flag them for you. So here I can simply select tick all, mark tick results, and then I will go ahead and select apply. And pdfDocs will be able to redact those email addresses for you. As I said, you can use this option for email addresses, for BSB numbers, even for tax file numbers. I know a lot of our clients using pdfDocs are working in the professional services sector, and they always find it really useful when they can use this option to redact, for example, tax file numbers from documents or any sensitive information that you might want pdfDocs to pick up. Great. So now that we have that clear, let me go ahead and move into a different workflow. There is a feature of our software that has become very popular in the past few years, which is the ability to OCR documents using pdfDocs. As most of you already probably know, pdfDocs uses an OCR engine that is inbuilt in the software that will allow you to convert non-text searchable documents into text searchable documents. What this means is that if you have a document that is a scanned document, for example, or a document that you have received from one of your clients and it doesn't allow you to select text or look for words in the document, with pdfDocs, you will have the ability to OCR these documents and turn them into fully functional text searchable documents. So let me show you what I mean. So if I go ahead, for example, and open this scanned document here, as you can see, I have here this is a badly scanned document. So if I select it, you can see it's an image-based document. If I try to look for any words in this document, for example, the word investor, nothing will come up on my list because, as I said, this is an image-based, non-text searchable document. But with pdfDocs, we can simply OCR this document and turn it into a text searchable document. And to do that, we'll go to the edit ribbon, and here we'll have our OCR tool. We can apply OCR into all pages of my document, and pdfDocs will display this status bar that will basically tell you that is processing the document, is OCRing the document, and as you can see, it has also DSQ the document. So now the document is centered and it's in the middle. If I look for the word investor, we'll be able to pick up all of those words that I have in this document, as you can see there. So as I said, this tool is very useful if, for example, you send a contract out as a Word document and you get it back as a PDF and you want to be able to make some changes into that contract, you can use this OCR option to do that. Also, we also have the ability to export PDF documents into Word. So for example, if I have this document here and I want to be able to make some changes into the document, let's say I want to change the title, I want to change some of the paragraphs here, I can do that by exporting this document to Word. To do that, I simply go to the Home ribbon, Export to, and select the Word option. Once I select the Create Word document, option, pdfDocs will grab that document, it will turn it into a fully functional Word document, and it will open up Word for you. And then once you have the document open in Word, you will be able to make any changes that you need to make. So for example, here I can delete some text, I can change the title, and once I'm ready, I'm finished with this document, I can convert it back to a PDF using the doc scope ribbon that you will have inside Word after you install the software. Because we have a direct integration with Office, you will have this doc scope ribbon when you are using Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. In this case, as I said, I can open this document back in pdfDocs if I want to. I can import it into a project if I'm working with an organizer project. I can email as a PDF directly from within Word, or I can save this document as a PDF. Great. So let me close this document, and I will move into the next mode, which is the organizer mode. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the organizer mode will allow you to bring multiple documents together so you can work with them from within one single platform. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and grab a few documents and let's upload it into an organizer project. Simply right-clicking and selecting the import into project option. So this will upload all of my documents into an organizer project. We know we are working in an organizer project because, as you can see here in the top right corner, it says organizer project. The user interface is very similar to the single document mode one. The main difference is that you will have here underneath the navigation pane, you will have a list of all the documents that you have inside your organizer project. You can upload documents in many different ways. One of the ways is grabbing your documents, right-clicking and selecting the import into project option, or you can grab the documents and simply drag and drop them inside pdfDocs, just like that. Once you have the documents inside your organizer project, you can work with them, you can shuffle documents around, you can shuffle pages around. You have the ability to edit all of the documents at once using the ribbons at the top. So all of the changes that you apply using this ribbon will apply to all of the documents inside your organizer project, or you can edit documents individually by selecting them and right-clicking on them, and that will open a document menu for you that will allow you to apply page design, watermarks, stationery, OCR documents. You can do the same thing for pages. You can right-click on individual pages and edit and modify individual pages if that's what you want to do. Once you are finished working with your organizer project, you can simply save it as a collated single PDF document, or you can also save it in individual documents. So in this case, let's say I want to save it as a collated document. I simply select where to save it. I will save it on my desktop and I'll call it organizer. Save, and this will basically create a PDF bundle for me with all of the documents that I had in my organizer project. If you want to save them individually, you will just simply use that other option that is there to save documents individually, which is under the Save As Individual Documents. The last thing I want to show you today before I let you go is our e-learning system. So our e-learning system will be in the home ribbon under the product training section. What we have here, these are basically short videos that will take you step by step through the most common workflows that you can do in pdfDocs. This comes as part of your pdfDocs subscription, so I would highly recommend to have a look at them if you forget how to redact text or forget how to do a particular workflow. Thank you everyone for your attention. Back to you, Jason.
Thanks, Carla. That was great. Again, thank you everyone for your time this morning. Hopefully you got a lot out of this session. While we have everyone together today, I want to briefly introduce a new solution that we provide here at Litera. It's called Litera Review. So Litera Review allows you to consolidate many revised documents into a single document. It provides a many-to-one comparison of modified documents against an original, and consolidating all changes into a single on-screen report. Each contributor's changes are listed against the original text, so reviewers can make an informed decision about changes moving forward. So that's Litera Review. We've introduced that, I believe, in the last month or so. So if you'd like to see how that works, please email us directly at info@litera.com. For anyone that sent through questions that we didn't get a chance to answer today, someone will be in contact to discuss. Now, once you leave the webinar, you'll receive a survey of our presentation. We'd appreciate it if you can complete that and provide your feedback. So we do these sessions for you. We want to make sure that you're getting the best value or the best value out of them. So yeah, we really appreciate that feedback. And also, you'll receive a follow-up email with a link to view the recording of today's webinar as well. Now, lastly, on behalf of Litera, Galo, and I, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you.